Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie with Unconditional Adventures, and this is my first YouTube video ever. Now, I'm just a big kid trapped in an adult's body, and I love all things travel. I'm also a travel advisor, and I'm brand new to this content creation game. So I'm excited to start creating and to start sharing my adventures with all of you. Now, I'll try to keep this video short, but I just wanted to introduce myself and my channel and tell you a little bit about me, like what got me into traveling, how I fell in love with it, what types of travel I'm really good at and I specialize in, and also what I hope to accomplish here on the tube. Is that what the kids call it these days? I kind of feel like I'm one of those old women who is just getting back into the dating scene and trying the apps for the first time. I grew up in the tiny village of Willard, Missouri, where I think our biggest claim to fame is the fact that it's also Chapel Roan's hometown. And no, I don't know her. I've never met her, given that she's a good 20 years younger than me. I also don't know her parents. I get asked that all the time. But she and I do share a love of Andy's frozen custard. Now, I have a day job in the TV news business, and it gives me the freedom to be able to build my travel business on the side. I'm recently divorced, I've never had any kids, and I love going to concerts, love live music, and I also love traveling. Now, my mom introduced me to the world of amusement parks when I was pretty young. I grew up going to Silver Dollar City in Branson. I went to Six Flags St. Louis a lot and Worlds of Fun in Kansas City. Later, during a trip to Walt Disney World and Universal Studios when I was in high school, I discovered the actual difference between a theme park and an amusement park. Oh yes, there's a difference. I was so immersed in the themed queue lines, the themed music that was actually from the movies that I recognized, the themed food. Like for a small town kid, it was literally like walking into the movies that I loved, and I wanted to be a part of that. And the idea of immersion at a theme park, it completely changed my life. I began traveling as much as I could for a poor kid in my 20s, and I fell in love with Las Vegas. I started going like every other year because I could do it pretty cheaply. I found incredible deals at all-inclusive resorts like all over the Caribbean, or Caribbean, whichever you want to call it. I also found that sometimes those all-inclusive resorts are cheaper because the food absolutely sucks. I watched both Walt Disney World and Universal Studios grow and open new parks, open new resorts and hotels. And on my 40th birthday, I put together the trip that I am absolutely most proud of. It was a solo trip through London, through Scotland, and Ireland. And that also changed my life. Now, during the pandemic, I became a travel advisor with Magical Vacations, LLC. I know, it was a great time to get into the travel industry. But a good friend of mine who owns the agency pointed out to me that I have a unique perspective on different types of travel that could resonate with groups of people who aren't always paid attention to or given attention. Theme park adults, the LGBTQ community, solo travelers, and busy executives who don't have time to research and plan their vacations. I fit into all of those categories, so I understand what's important and what needs to be shared, and that's what I want to accomplish here. I consider myself a theme park strategist. I help people who are going to the parks make the absolute best use of their time and give them tips and tricks that are going to help save them money. Now, do I only help adults? Absolutely not. But I am a theme park adult myself, and that's why I say it's a specialty of mine. I want to offer those tips and tricks to you. Now, as an LGBTQ plus traveler, I absolutely understand how important it is to be safe. I've been to all-inclusive resorts where I was totally fine and felt safe while I was on the resort property, and then as soon as I stepped through the gates, it was a completely different story. I've been on cruise lines where I felt very accepted, and it was a total party vibe and lots of fun while I was on board. And then when we docked at port and I went out into the city or went on an excursion, I wasn't accepted at all. So those are important things that I've learned from and that I want to share. And same with solo traveling. I had to get over the idea that I had to have somebody else go with me in order to take a trip whenever I planned my solo trip to Europe. And I've always been the planner of my friend groups. And so when I put something together and say, hey, who wants to go on this cool trip or do this cool thing, or let's go out and do a thing, 10 people will be like, yeah, I'm in, let's do it. And by the time it gets to the trip, it's just me. So I'm still gonna go on the trip whether anybody else goes or not, but I'm also gonna do it in a smart way and a safe way. And so I've got a lot of perspective to offer here. And being the planner friend, I've put most of the trips together for my friend groups, and I love it. I love the research, I love the planning, I just love it. So a lot of my friends are busy professionals. They don't have time to do all that stuff. They don't have time to do the research and planning and booking and all of those things. So I love to do that. If that's you and you find yourself in the same boat, then see what sparks your interest here. See what inspiration you get from this channel, and then let me take the stressful stuff and take it off your plate. Because of all these things, and because I love to write, I started a travel blog. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. And I'm diving headfirst into this content creation game on all the socials as well. I realize there are plenty of travel vloggers and content creators out there. I follow a lot of them because they all have different perspectives and different topics that they focus on. I hope to offer my unique takes and get them out there in front of the people who need to hear them. Now, I'll also tell you what I am not. I am not a person who uses generic B-roll while reading a Google list of the 5 prettiest cities to see leaves in the fall while sappy music plays in the background. If I'm talking to you about an adventure, it's because I've actually been on it. Or if I'm telling you about a destination or a theme park, it's because I've actually been there. Or if I'm giving you tips and tricks, it's because I've actually tried them and I've learned from my mistakes or from the things that went well. So I will always be authentic with you and give you usable information, and that's a promise that I give you. So give this video a like and then head over to my profile. You can click on the other links there if you want to follow me on the social medias all across the World Wide Webs. But I want to inspire you to travel. I want to show you the adventure and the magic that these destinations make me feel, and hopefully get to share that with you. And I really want you to see the possibility of how it can change your life like I know it has changed mine. I would be absolutely thrilled if you would subscribe to, I think it shows up down here, subscribe to my channel, then comment below and tell me what you'd like about this video, what you think I could do better, places that you want to see or you'd like me to visit and then talk about and make a video about, destinations that have been on your bucket list, things like that. I just want to grow and get better so that I can make the best content possible for my viewers and also my clients. I'm excited for you guys to join me on this unconditional adventure. I think we're gonna have a good time together and hopefully have some good laughs and learn about each other more along the way. So I'll talk to you guys soon.